My dear Prime Minister Modi, dear President, Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it's a great pleasure, it's an honor to be today with you, and I would like to commend, dear Prime Minister Modi, your personal role in chairing the G20. The G20 is an important multilateral body. We were together in your beautiful country a few months ago, and you have seen how with your leadership it is possible to make progress in the right direction. You know that the European Union made a very important choice about 4 years ago when we decided to make Europe the first neutral continent by 2050. This is a very ambitious goal, but we made this decision because we are absolutely convinced that it is our responsibility to prepare the future, it's our responsibility to address climate change, it's our responsibility to mobilize all our efforts to make sure that we will protect the humanity. And on that point, I know that we are all of us exactly on the same page. That's why it's good to join you today to discuss this important topic of green credits, because strong climate action requires strong climate financing. And this financing will not come from one source alone. We must find new and innovative ways to mobilize more financing and to find more sources of income. And that's why I want to be very clear, we welcome these innovative initiatives of our partners, because green credits are a great idea to incentivize environmental efforts. But in our opinion, we should also keep three key principles in mind to ensure they have a positive impact on climate action. The first one is the system should be robust with a high degree of integrity and transparency. Second, green credits must lead to emission reduction. And third, they cannot be cheap offset schemes that hurt the environment in the long run. And you can count on the EU to support developing countries working to decarbonize their societies. We want to be a reliable and credible global partner. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to add that the European Union is fulfilling its commitment regarding the 100 billion euros needed for the developed countries. This is a promise we made many years ago, and we are fulfilling on the EU side this very important promise. Second point, loss and damage. You remember that the EU was one of the first countries supporting this idea when it was put on the table. And third point, I would like to use this opportunity because I'm absolutely convinced that we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, with the Bretton Woods institutions, World Bank and IMF, because those institutions are not prepared for the new world, for the new challenges we face, and that's why the EU is committed to working with all of you to reform those institutions. And I see two important challenges. The first one is to make sure that those institutions have the financial means they need to help and to support the developing countries, so that developing countries do not have the responsibility to choose being fighting poverty on the one hand and going green on the other hand. Point one, it should be a priority for all of us. For instance, you know that in comparison with 70 years ago, the World Bank is 7 times less capitalized. It is showing something about what we need to do in the future. And finally, those institutions should be much more inclusive. They do not reflect the reality of the world we live in. Again, we can count on the EU. We believe in the multilateral approach because this is the European DNA. We believe in working together to address common challenges in a respectful way. Thank you, Prime Minister Modi, for bringing us together today. You can count on the European Union. Thank you for your leadership.
VK News, राष्ट्र के नाम।